Salut à tous les amis, on est de retour pour la suite de notre aventure sur The Council et aujourd'hui on va attaquer le deuxième épisode. C'est parti, let's go.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
I do apologize for being late. I was obliged to clear up some urgent business.
Ok, c'est parti, on va commencer l'aventure.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. However, there may be some new developments, but I don't know if they are linked to your mother. We have found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. I'm afraid she was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
Who could have done it?
That is precisely what I would like you to help us determine, Louis. Duchess Hillsborough informed us that she accompanied you at the beginning of the evening. You apparently bumped into Miss Adams, who wanted to speak to you. We are told you turned her away, and she went away on her own.
That's correct.
Do you know what she wanted to see you about, by any chance?
She seemed upset about something. I thought she was under the influence of alcohol, but we didn't really speak.
Pity. The poor child was probably trying to find help.
I thought it could wait until tomorrow.
Apparently not.
Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Ok.
Right. Get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, Come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Ok. Parfait. Enquêtez sur la mort d'un homme et faites votre rapport au Mortimer. Ok. Alors, on y va. Alors, faut que je me rappelle un petit peu où ça se trouve. Hein. Là, c'est fermé. Alors, c'est où là?
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
Faut que je me rappelle. Ah, qu'est-ce qu'il faut là, lui?
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Lord Mortimer must have informed you of the necessity for everyone to remain in their rooms until further notice.
Certainly, but I'm a guest, not a prisoner. I was looking for a servant, since we don't all, unfortunately, have one at our disposal.
Yeah, right.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Ok. Eh bien, dis donc. J'aurais dû peut-être l'aider, comme elle me l'a demandé dans le dernier épisode, plutôt que de la laisser comme ça. Alors. On l'a poignardé ou c'est quoi le délire?
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. Ancient Greek. Let's see what it means. These are sacred chants intended to protect their bearer. But from whom? Or from what? She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her. The symbol of the living God. Written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age. Unless her mother was a tutor. Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular.
Moi je déteste ces gens qui sont comme ça.
Mostly from old cuts. I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. Let's see. No trace of sexual assault or rape. I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood. At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
Là, ça va m'enlever tout, là. Ok. Ah, ça c'est la même chose?
Bled to death.
Non, c'est pas la même chose.
Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
Une main fine. Okay.
Knocked over bottle of wine. What kind of plonk is that? Hey, it's a Bordeaux. That's a Chateau de Briand. It's a great wine. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Okay.
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Okay.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime. That would clear Emily de facto because she was still with me at the time.
Okay.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. Vials of laudanum. The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Ça, je sais pas.
Great. Honey.
Ok, on va fouiller encore.
A cache.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out. It looks like a mixture of medieval Latin and Anglo-Norman. It is difficult to make sense of this jerky writing. I can make out some passages, though. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society. August 24th, 1792.
Je ne suis pas de personnage que tu
driven to
personnel.
despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll
Je
receive
pense souvent
my
à toi,
letters.
d'accord.
Father. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth.
Mais si les émotions n'étaient pas prises pour toi, Pierre maintient que les effets secondaires et traitements te
Your
perturbent
words were
encore.
so cold, as if emotions no longer
Oh là
mattered
là.
to you.
Un flingue.
Pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
Au libérateur de la France. Ça peut être que Bonaparte, ça.
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there.
Bonaparte est passé par là. Hein.
It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner. Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from
Teinte grise.
a dress, that kind that women of quality wear.
Ah. Bon, on va pas tout gaspiller non plus, on va voir s'il n'y a pas d'autres choses à ramasser. Là on a vu.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you that
Nouvelles, nous ne pourrons pas voir.
we won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father.
Ok.
Has Sir finished with this room?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sir finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
Ok.
A chest with a half-circle pattern. An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible. The note suggests binding the feet and hands, then blocking the jaws using a piece of cloth to prevent the tongue from being sectioned. That looks like a method to control an epileptic fit. I wonder if Elizabeth is the one being treated for that illness. Feet and hands are bound. A piece of cloth in the mouth prevents the tongue from being sectioned. It looks like preparation for an exorcism. Is Elizabeth really possessed?
Ok, je pense qu'on a tout vu ici. Là on a vu. Là le tissu on a vu. Ça c'était le flingue, on l'a vu. Bon, je pense qu'on a tout vu dans cette zone. Ok.
Has Sir finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Qu'est-ce que je pourrais faire? Enquêter sur la mort, je veux bien, mais... À mon avis, c'est la même chose, c'est la même porte ici. Ah non, c'est pas pareil. Je vérifie qu'il n'y a rien.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals. The English and the Americans are preparing a peace treaty. It would appear that Emily is in secret discussion with Washington about reopening trade between the United States and England. If such an arrangement came into being, France would suffer dearly.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend.
Ok. Je vois s'il n'y a pas des petites choses à ramasser là, parce que si je lance un dialogue et qu'il y a un duel de dialogue, ça va être compliqué. J'aurai rien pour me défendre.
Portrait of George Washington.
Ouais. Ouais. C'est pas assez, mais bon, c'est déjà ça. Ah, j'ai pas pour déverrouiller. Bon, on va discuter avec lui, on va voir ce qu'il a à nous dire.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then?
Old age, my young friend. I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm a spring chicken now.
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Ok. Il m'a pas aidé plus que ça.
A map of Connecticut.
Bon. Je sais pas ce que je pourrais faire de plus ici. On va essayer d'enquêter un peu plus. Il n'y a rien. Ah, c'est fermé. Je sais pas ce que je pourrais faire de plus.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E.
Ok.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Ah bah il y a la fille ici. On va essayer de voir ce qu'elle a à nous dire.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Ok. Ok.
2 coils circle the lock.
Je peux toujours rien faire.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you till my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
Ok.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Bon.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times. No doubt she suffered greatly.
9 times? What monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Tell me, Emily, what's the nature of your relationship with Washington?
Oh, come off it, Louis. You're not going to go into a jealous rage, are you?
No, I can assure you of that. That has nothing to do with it. You're preparing a treaty to break the ties between the United States and France.
Whatever are you talking about, Louis?
I read your correspondences, Emily.
It's not what you think. So don't go thinking there's anything personal in it.
Are you trying to break Franco-American agreements, Emily?
That's the job, Louis. We're all doing everything we can to serve the best interests of our nation. It's got nothing to do with you or us.
But why didn't you tell me about it before?
Would you have told me?
I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
We found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since the blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. Since your arrival, did you notice anything strange about Elizabeth?
Everything that happened around that poor child was strange. You saw that for yourself.
I know. You're right. I'm looking for leads to try to reduce the number of suspects.
Well, I would say that in addition to ourselves, you could also cross off President Washington. I went to see him during the night. I had some business with him, and I can confirm that he didn't leave his room all night.
That gives Washington an alibi.
Okay.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Bon. Je sais pas du tout ce que je peux faire de plus ici.
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
Qu'est-ce que je pourrais faire de plus? On va ressortir. Est-ce qu'on est allé par là? Je sais pas. Là, c'est là où il y a le meurtre, hein, c'est ça? Non, même pas. On va essayer de questionner tout le monde. Hein. De toute façon, il n'y a pas le choix. Là, on est Ça doit être Bonaparte là-bas au fond.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us. And make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte.
Ok.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
On va fouiller toute la zone avant de le questionner.
French actor Talma is Nero in Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
Ah, je suis à fond, ok.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon.
Ok.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in.
Ah, le pistolet qu'on avait dans la chambre.
That's typical of the soldier in him.
Bon, on va lui poser la question.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaggi as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight, so I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave. Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Bon. Je sais pas quoi faire de plus. Hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Ah, lui.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
On va fouiller la chambre d'abord. Parce que là, il a l'air très énervé, on va pas l'exciter tout de suite.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Ah, décidément, je peux jamais rien faire avec ces trucs.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
J'ai un requin, ça veut préciser. Ok. Il n'y a rien. Je peux toujours rien faire.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Okay.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival.
Ok. Bon. Je pense qu'on a tout fouillé là. On va essayer de parler avec lui en espérant qu'il s'est calmé.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself. I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation.
Il est sérieux lui?
All right. Have you finished?
Non, non, j'avais pas fini.
I'd like you to answer a few questions. I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Il m'aura
All
pas.
right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams' murderer?
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
Bon, j'ai déjà posé cette question.
We shall meet again.
Probably.
Bon. J'ai rien de plus. J'ai rien de plus, donc je sais pas du tout quoi faire. pas y aller. Faut que je trouve un moyen là. Faut que je trouve un moyen d'avancer, mais comment je sais pas.
Devil's Thorn.
Alors. Ok.
Dante's Purgatory. Why
Ouais.
does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained final form? Charming.
Je suis plein là.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
ARSN. Alors là. C'est pas Caen, la ville de Caen, je sais pas.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Non, je sais pas. Peut-être on va le trouver après, je sais pas. Je sais pas du tout quoi faire.
Great, honey. I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
J'ai fait n'importe quoi, je crois.
All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
Oh là, je sais pas quoi faire.
I'm going to need a bit more time to review my findings about the crime.
I do understand. All the more so as it's crucial not to make any mistakes when it comes to naming the culprit.
Est-ce que je peux enquêter? Faut vraiment que j'enquête encore un peu plus là, parce que là, j'ai l'impression d'avoir loupé des petites choses. On va essayer de redescendre en bas. Peut-être interroger... Peut-être interroger d'autres personnes. Parce que là... j'ai très peu de choses. J'ai très peu de choses sur les conséquences, donc peut-être il y a des choses que j'ai loupées. Ah, par exemple, ici, je crois que j'ai loupé. Je suis pas venu dans cette zone. Décidément, il y a plein de coffres verrouillés là. Oh là là. Quand tu veux que je sache c'est quoi ces codes?
Golden Elixir.
Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Werner had a relationship with Elizabeth, but that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Mhm.
Golden elixir.
The signs of obscurantism.
Ok, on avance. Ah bah tiens, j'ai pas parlé avec lui. Enfin, j'ai parlé tout au début, mais pas... Ok.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Mhm.
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So what? Yes, I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
Please, tell me a little more about the nature of your relationship.
That is a personal matter, monsieur.
Yes, that is true. So, tell me.
All right. It was passion. That's why we couldn't stay together. It scared her.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Okay.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Ok, j'ai bousillé tous mes points. En tout cas, je sais qu'ils étaient ensemble.
A cache.
Bon, là, je sais pas quoi faire de plus ici. Je suis toujours en train d'enquêter sur la mort d'Eden, mais... Est-ce qu'en posant des questions encore aux autres personnages, ça va me déverrouiller quelque chose? Je sais pas, là je suis un peu en train de tourner en rond. C'est pas du tout. Je sais pas quoi faire de plus ici sur le meurtre là. Peut-être en examinant encore le corps, mais bon, je... Franchement, je sais pas. Je suis un peu paumé là. Le bras on l'a fait, les mains on l'a fait, les jambes on l'a fait, la tête on l'a fait. Je sais pas quoi faire de plus là-dessus en fait. L'horloge on l'avait vu. Ça on l'avait vu. La bouteille, le sang, on l'avait vu. Ah.
30 November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame him. He claims that your condition has worsened and that it could be dangerous for both of us if we met. If only I knew where you were, believe me, I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing.
Mais ça on l'avait lu je crois. Je sais pas. T'as rien d'autre à me dire toi?
Has Sir finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Je sais pas. Je sais pas du tout. Il y a forcément d'autres choses à fouiller. Mais où, je sais pas. Peut-être poser des questions encore à lui, je sais pas.
Greetings, Louis.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse
Je crois que j'ai déjà répondu
to
à
my
ce...
grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Ah, je sais pas. Faut que je trouve des trucs pour...
If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Faut que je trouve des indices supplémentaires ou des... Comment on appelle ça? Parce que là je suis paumé là. Je suis paumé. Ah, je sais pas. Franchement, je sais pas. En plus, j'ai même plus d'indices sur quoi que ce soit. Je sais pas du tout quoi faire. C'est la première fois que ça m'arrive où je ne sais plus quoi faire.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Il me semble que... Attendez, je crois qu'il y a une personne que j'ai pas interrogée. Qui était... Il y a une personne que j'ai pas interrogée. Je peux pas y aller. Non. Je suis perdu. Lui, je l'ai pas interrogé lui.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis. One last thing. You must know that Peru hit young Adams on the evening of our arrival. He apparently violently attacked her in the small salon.
Do you know anything else about the attack?
Oh, unfortunately not. I arrived too late to intervene. Young Miss Adams had already been submitted to the foul lout's rat. Otherwise, you can believe me, it would not have happened.
Il nous a donné des bons indices, lui. Alors, on va aller voir ce Bonaparte.
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Non, où est-ce qu'il est, où est-ce qu'il est sa chambre de Bonaparte déjà, lui? Ah, ça va être long, les amis, hein, cette partie, hein, je pense. Hein. Ça va être très long. Là, on est où, là? Ah non, on est retourné là, non. C'est pas là où je vais aller. J'ai envie de questionner Bonaparte pour voir qu'est-ce qu'il faisait à ce moment-là dans la... Bon, elle est où sa chambre là? Je me rappelle même plus.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Huh, that's me.
Non.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Je vais aller ici, c'est fermé. Bah oui, il est où sa chambre celui-là là?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Mimi. Je suis déjà venu ici. Mais non. Ah ça c'est Bonaparte ça.
King George III.
Ah le roi George III, ok.
Nice touch for the woman English Duchess.
Et où est-ce qu'il est sa chambre celui-là? Ah voilà, là. Je vais lui poser quelques questions à celui-là.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Were you able to recognize the Prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway. Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly.
Pour l'instant.
Good day.
On va aller voir le Pérou, là, je sais pas quoi, là. Pérou. Apparemment, il l'a déjà frappé, ce con. Pérou, t'es là. Alors, le nerveux, là.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Je me rappelle plus c'était quoi comme... Ça je l'avais posé.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations, you've wrapped up the investigation.
Qu'est-ce que je pourrais lui faire faire?
A pattern with 4 circles. Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Dear Monsieur
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Okay. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire d'autre? Ça j'avais vu. C'est long hein, les amis. C'est très long.
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Manipulation niveau 1. Voilà, il me faut des trucs là.
Two days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams. What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're Investigator of the Year. Have you taken a look at yourself, de Richet?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
2 days ago,
Ah non, non, c'est bon, je l'ai vu ça.
Miss Adams. What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're Investigator of the Year. Have you taken a look at yourself, de Richet?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
Goodbye, sir. We shall meet again.
Probably.
Ok. Qu'est-ce que je pourrais faire d'autre? Il faut que je trouve des indices. En tout cas, là, je pense que on a dépassé presque l'heure de jeu, si ce n'est qu'on l'a déjà dépassé. À mon avis, l'épisode 2 va être très long. Va être très très long, plus que le premier en tout cas. Donc, peut-être qu'on va continuer ça lors d'une prochaine vidéo, je pense. On est toujours en train d'enquêter sur la mort de Adams. On va voir ce qui nous attend. Parce que là, je vois pas du tout. Est-ce qu'il a des choses à nous dire, lui?
How can I help, monsieur?
Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Merde, c'est pas ce que je voulais faire.
Not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Ça, je l'ai fait, il me semble, non? L'ami-vous, ça, je l'avais déjà demandé. Ouais, j'avais déjà fait ça.
We finished.
Ah là là! Ah là là, les amis! Bon!
Do whatever you have to do.
Je pense que... on n'aura pas d'autres choses, d'autres infos supplémentaires là. On va essayer de continuer l'enquête prochainement, parce que là je fouille, mais ça m'indique en rien la suite. On va essayer de parler à Emily peut-être pour la dernière fois. Et après je pense qu'on s'arrêtera là. Pour cette première investigation. Alors, où est-ce qu'elle est, sa chambre, celle-là? Ah, je peux pas y aller. Là, c'est moi. Et Emily, je crois que c'était au bout du couloir. Ah! Non. Bah, elle ouvre sa chambre, celle-là. Là. Emily, voilà.
What can I do for you, Louis?
Since your arrival, did you notice anything strange about Elizabeth?
Everything that happened around that poor child was strange. You saw that for yourself.
I know. You're right.
Ça, j'ai déjà répondu.
To try to reduce the number of suspects.
Well, I would say that in addition to ourselves, you could also cross off
Bon,
President
elle a rien à me dire de plus.
I went to see him during the night. I had some business with him, and I can confirm that he didn't leave his room all night.
That gives Washington an alibi.
Non, rien d'intéressant. Rien d'intéressant en fait.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Bon les amis, on va s'arrêter à là pour cette première partie de l'enquête. Là, je sais pas du tout quoi faire. On essaye de déverrouiller un petit peu tout ça, mais là, j'ai aucune autre idée, du moins pour l'instant. Mais je pense qu'on va trouver ça très prochainement. Pour la suite de l'aventure de The Council. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Likez, partagez, abonnez-vous. Et on se retrouvera très prochainement pour la suite de l'aventure. Ciao, bye bye.